Imagine you are walking down a street. You turn a corner and suddenly you are face to face with a dog. What do you see? A shepherd to drive cattle or sheep? A guardian to warn you of dangers? A dangerous animal who might bite? Or maybe a friend, a companion? What do you see? Some things just go together. Fire with warmth, bees with honey, clouds with sky. That's because they're connected. It's the same thing with people and two species of animals you know well, cats and dogs. Anywhere you find people, you'll also find cats and dogs, living with us, side by side. That's because people, cats, and dogs are connected. From Asia to North America, from Europe to Africa, cats and dogs have a close relationship with people for thousands of years. That's why we often call cats and dogs companion animals. They're a familiar part of our communities all over the world. Have you ever made a deal? People make deals all the time with their friends, families, or even strangers. We can solve many problems by making deals with each other. We make agreements so that both sides can benefit. It's fundamental to getting along. Well, humans have made a deal with dogs and cats. Living and working so closely together over so many thousands of years, cats and dogs came to depend on people, just as we depend on them in many different ways. Cats protect crops. Dogs help herd sheep. They stand guard and can guide people in need. Sometimes they come to our rescue. Other times we rescue them. This is Hachi. He lives in Great Britain with a boy named Owen. A few years ago, Hachi was hit by a train. He was hurt very badly, but miraculously, he survived.
Is it because I was talking about you? Probably.
Hachi's luck changed for the better when he was adopted by Owen's family.
Hachi's restrictions in life, I thought there'd be, the possibility of a connection, and there was straight away.
And an amazing friendship was formed.
He was really friendly when I first saw him.
There's a real bond there. It's almost like you can't put it into words. It's something that can't particularly be described by science, I don't think.
Often relying on a wheelchair, Owen was once very shy. Hachi changed all that. The strong bond between this special boy and his loving dog has helped Owen to open up and become more confident. So Owen's family was able to help Hachi, and Hachi was able to help Owen. How dogs and cats live alongside people varies from country to country and culture to culture. In some places, dogs and cats are pets and considered part of the family. But in many parts of the world, dogs and cats are free-roaming members of the community. On the beautiful tropical island of Cozumel, Mexico, almost all dogs are street dogs. They roam free. But most of these dogs are not strays. This means they have owners who provide food, water, and other necessary care while allowing their dogs to wander around the island. The International Fund for Animal Welfare, IFAW, helps communities like this understand what their dogs need and provides veterinary care that did not previously exist. Street dog? house cat? However they live, these two animals are something that all countries and cultures around the world share. What is it that makes cats and dogs such a big part of our world? Good question. Let's start with those fascinating felines, the cats. Wild cats first moved into human communities more than 9,000 years ago, when people first began to settle down and farm. The cats found an abundance of rats and mice and other small animals to eat amid the farmers' crops. And the humans were delighted to have the cats help protect their grain from rodents. So the wild cats stayed around and over time became domesticated. It was a good deal for everyone. Cats were worshipped in ancient Egypt. The Egyptian Sphinx, one of the wonders of the world, has the head of a king and the body of a cat. The Egyptians even turned cats into mummies to bring their animal companions into the afterlife. In modern times, cats became superstars in comic strips and cartoons. This domestic cat's physique and instincts are remarkably similar to his wild relatives. His body is still built to hunt. He is stealthy, sneaking up on his prey, and then he pounces. Cats mostly hunt at dusk or at night. A reflective layer at the back of their eyes help cats to see very well with little light. Sensitive whiskers help feel the way through tight spaces, even in the dark. Did you ever wonder why a cat's tongue is so scratchy? It's covered with tiny hooks that help cats lick themselves clean. Cats also have great hearing. Their ears can rotate around to let them hear sounds from any direction, while making little sound themselves, because padded toes give cats a silent stride. A cat's tail can flex and bend easily, giving them extraordinary balance. Hooked claws create a powerful grip. This means cats can go many places other animals cannot. What language do you speak? French? Swahili? Spanish? Well, cats talk too. They just have their own language. Not with words, but they can express how they feel or what they need with their bodies and voices. A touch of the nose means, "Nice to meet you." Roll over, belly up, it's time to play. A cat that wants to be petted may rub his chin against you. And a long, slow blink means, "I like you." There are some things you may have heard about cats that just aren't true. Cats don't have 9 lives. They don't always land on their feet. And black cats don't bring bad luck. They're not scheming or devious. In fact, cats can be very loving and affectionate. Unless, of course, you're a mouse. Hi, remember me? My domestic dog ancestors have been living with people since prehistoric times, long before cats came into the human story. Around 15,000 years ago, or maybe even earlier, wolves figured out that human campfires meant food was nearby. Over time, these wolves helped early humans to hunt, and the two species slowly learned to work together. Eventually, some wolves became the domesticated dogs we know today. Some dogs still look like wolves, but most do not. They have been bred over time by people to create a huge variety of sizes and shapes and personalities to meet the many different roles we wanted dogs to play in our world. Some dogs are so small, they can rest in the palm of your hand. Some are as tall as a 3-year-old child and can weigh more than 200 pounds, or 90 kilos. Dogs have some amazing tools for getting to know and understand the world around them. Their sense of smell is 10,000 times more powerful than ours. Through keen nostrils, she can learn almost everything she needs to know about another dog. Whether it's a boy or a girl dog, how old it is, what mood the dog's in, and if the dog's healthy. Their remarkable sense of smell helps us in many ways, too. To track down lost people, detect bombs, or even to catch criminals. Dogs also have incredible hearing. They can hear sounds much higher in pitch than what humans can hear. Did you know that dogs don't sweat? Instead, they pant to cool off. The saliva on their tongue helps cool their blood and bring their body temperature down. Dogs are great communicators. It's not just verbal. Dogs use their whole bodies to let us know how they feel. From a tilt of their head to the swing of their tail. A fast wag usually says, "I'm excited." Tail tucked under, "I'm scared." This guy's telling us he's nervous. Like people, dogs get protective of their homes, of their pups, of their food and their toys. When they feel protective or threatened, dogs try to warn you to keep away. The hair on their back will stand up, their ears press close to their head. They may show their teeth or growl, and they may even bite. Like with people, it's best to avoid a dog who's telling you to back off. At least until he's in a better mood. This dog is happy and relaxed. See how her face and body are at ease? This dog isn't just happy. See how his front legs are down and his backside is up? He wants to play. Learning to understand cats and dogs is just one part of our responsibility to them. Keeping up our end of the deal with cats and dogs also means protecting them from cruelty, respecting their natural behaviors, and caring for their needs. IFAW works around the world to help communities understand that cats and dogs need many of the same things that people do, and that dogs and cats rely on people to meet those needs. The first and most basic need is food and water. You know that all living creatures need these to survive. But unlike wild animals, domestic cats and dogs depend on people to make sure they are not hungry or thirsty. It's part of our deal with them. Another basic need is shelter. Cats and dogs need to be protected from the wind, rain, cold and heat, just like we do. Who do you call on when a person is sick or in pain? A doctor, of course. Well, cats and dogs get sick and feel pain too. They need medical care when they are sick or hurt. Their doctors are called veterinarians, or vets. Like doctors, vets can also help prevent sickness and disease through vaccinations and regular checkups. What else do cats and dogs need? Well, you like to run around and play, and so do cats and dogs. Exercise is good for us and for them, and it's fun. Everyone needs kindness and respect. You do, your friends, and your family do. And it's no different for cats and dogs. Kindness to cats and dogs also means respecting their natural behaviors. Cats and dogs need to be allowed to behave like cats and dogs. This is Moses. He lives in South Africa. Until a few years ago, he lived in a dump, literally a garbage dump. An orphan, Moses was all alone with no people to care for him. But Moses found an entire family of dogs that he took care of, even when he could hardly care for himself.
When you don't respect a dog won't respect you.
A dog look like a small child, doesn't know anything.
Just ask only for food and water, and take them for a walk and treat them okay.
Today, Moses and his dogs have left their desperate life in the dump behind. IFAW helped care not only for his huge family of dogs, but also for Moses himself, providing him with clothes, food, medical care, and school tuition. Can you imagine a world without dogs and cats? What do you see? A world less vibrant, less tolerant, less beautiful, less fun? A world with a lot less love? Our history, our cultures, our communities, our humanity. None of them would be the same without cats and dogs. What we see is that living with cats and dogs is one of the best deals we humans ever made.